about a couple of cases, and then we're going to talk about an announcement, something pretty exciting we're going to do here at the Sheriff's Office. The first case I want to talk about, Sheldon Hutchins and Amy Tomlinson, two people who were kind enough to deliver a quarter pound of methamphetamine to our narcotics unit in Navarre. They really went above board just to help us out, and they currently are at the Milton Hilton with a $100,000 bond. The second case we're going to talk about is Miss Konopka, Rebecca Konopka, who, this is kind of weird. We got a call of a rolling disturbance, which we get on occasion. Two people in a vehicle fighting or another vehicle following or whatever. Well, the deputies actually found both vehicles, noticed a small smell of marijuana. So, you know, they searched the car because they can once you smell weed. So they searched the car, and they end up finding 39 grams of marijuana, which is not a big deal. I mean, we get that a lot. Well, then, once they place Miss Konopka under arrest, they search her, and they find 1,400 pills on her. That was 827 oxycodone and 493 Xanax. So it's probably 1,300 something. But anyways, a lot of pills for one lady, and she had them all on her person. They weren't in the car, she had them on her, which is kind of weird. She currently is in the Milton Hilton also with a $60,000 bond, and she's charged with trafficking in oxycodone, possession of marijuana over 20, and possession of a controlled substance. The first one, trafficking in oxycodone, is a first-degree felony, so it's a pretty big hit, and usually gets prison time. So, as you know, the last couple of weeks we've had some pretty major drug busts, and we also, all our officers now carry Narcan. And in the past, I guess, 7, almost 8 months, we've made 14 Narcan saves. One person we saved twice. So obviously we have an issue with some narcotics in our county, and we're gonna start dealing with it in a unique way. We are forming a drug interdiction unit. It's gonna consist of a narcotics officer, a canine officer, and a traffic enforcement officer. And we're starting off with just 3. We're going to see how it works. Once it becomes successful, which I know it will, we're going to expand it. We're going to put more officers in it. And we're going to try to really take a chunk out of this drug problem that we have in Santa Rosa County. Our officers on the road do a fantastic job of enforcing traffic laws. And when you enforce traffic laws, you find dope a lot of times. You find pills, you find meth. I worked Friday night and arrested a guy for pulled him over for a DUI and arrested him for possession of heroin and possession of methamphetamine. So just traffic stops, and you see a lot of them, you think, well, hey, they're just writing a ticket. A lot of times we get a lot of drugs off traffic stops, and this is a perfect example, all those pills, all because of one observant officer. So, any questions?
Yes, the woman that had the pills, do you know what street was she found on?
She was found at the intersection of 399 and Andorra Street in Navarre. That's where she got picked up at. And like I said, we don't see pills, that many pills on a traffic stop. I think that's pretty crazy.
And that's, you said oxycodone pills?
Right, she had 827 oxycodone and 493 Xanax.
How dangerous is that to the community? Because those are the really addictive pills, right?
They are. They're very addictive, and you know, we've seen an increase of those type drugs on the street. Used to, back in the day, you know, you find a couple of pills or 3 or 4 pills, that was pretty, you know, that was something to talk about. And now this is what we're getting. I mean, it's incredible that the increases that we're seeing. It's just crazy.
What's the street value on this?
That would be a good question. One of my narcotics guys, but ballpark
The
one.
pills can go for $10 a pill, 10 to 20. So
Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty good amount.
And can you tell us again, you know, tell us about these 3 people here on this board,
Mhm.
and how are they all involved? I see case number 1, case number 2. Can you just go over that one time for us?
Right. The one on the bottom, she's the one with the pills. That's Miss Konopka. She was the one arrested in Navarre off the traffic stop. And she had the pills and also 39 grams of marijuana. The top 2 are the ones that delivered the quarter pound of methamphetamine to our narcotics unit in Navarre as well. And we won't go into specifics of location, but it was in Navarre as well.
399 and Andorra, is that the area where she lived in, do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think she, hold on, I can tell you. No, it was not.
How many arrests like this have you all made just this year alone?
I don't know, but it seems to be a lot. It seems to be an increase that, you know, my first year as sheriff in 2017, I don't remember having this many narcotics arrests. But, and it's a combination of a couple of things too. We've expanded the narcotics unit, which we're gonna continue to do that. And also aggressive, as I said before, aggressive traffic enforcement leads to a lot of arrests. So there's more deputies on the street, thereby more traffic stops where you get more drugs, so.
Can you tell us the name of this unit again that you all are forming?
Well, we haven't really named it yet, but it's gonna be a drug interdiction unit. And we plan on starting it in June, is when we'll begin. And it's gonna have a, like I said, a canine officer, a narcotics officer, and also a traffic officer. And as far as I know, I don't know of any interdiction units in this part of the panhandle that I'm aware of. I think we'll be the first.
How does the interdiction unit differ from your narcotics unit now?
The interdiction unit will focus on traffic enforcement that leads to drug arrests. The narcotics unit, anything to do with narcotics, they'll take, including bigger cases to where they do buy busts and, you know, investigate and try to get the top level players. So that's the difference. These guys will be just traffic enforcement that leads to drug arrests, hopefully.
You have corridors already identified for that?
Well, all the main corridors, Avalon, 98, 90, I-10, you know, all of those can be used to traffic illegal substances. So we're gonna try to focus on as many as we can. Starting with a 3-man unit, it's gonna be kind of small, and we're gonna get it rolling, and hopefully with some more positions given to us this budget year, we can expand it and try to take a hit on this, because, you know, this is getting commonplace, and we gotta do something to try to stop it.
And the charges for all three?
Yeah, Hutchins and Tomlinson were charged with trafficking in methamphetamine, which is a first-degree felony. They're on a $100,000 bond. Ms. Konopka was charged with possession of marijuana over 20, which is a third-degree felony, possession of a controlled substance, third-degree felony, and trafficking in oxycodone, which is a first-degree felony. Anything else? Thanks for coming, I appreciate it.